Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome in Willow, Mac, Theron, Al. Hope you're all doing well. Got some stuff to work on. Number of bugs roughly what I expected. I don't know what I don't know if I was expecting a number. And a lot of them are like really small things that are really easy to fix. In fact, I've already fixed several of them. Even some of the ones that I've flagged them as minor, moderate, or major. And I've also categorized them as actual issues, wish list items, definite planned features. You did miss the intro, Laurel. And positives, compliments, positive thingies. I don't have a good word for it. That was also on the list because I was just copy pasting these huge swaths of text and then going back and categorizing each one. So right now, one of the biggest problems that I found from the big test off yesterday was there's some mysterious lag, but also frames per second was capped automatically, but not for everyone, and that's really weird. So right now I'm running at 200 frames per second, 178, 169, 181, somewhere in there. Yeah, and you know what? It does feel a little bit smoother this way, gotta say. VSync is usually something that is given as an option, is in my memory. Hey, Casual. Casual, I'm gonna get you in on version 0.0.2 once that's available. So this should be fixed. Yeah. What a goat. No, so here's what's up. Godot has a project setting for VSync mode, and I had it enabled. But it turns out, and I don't know where it says this anywhere. Apparently VSync caps the frames per second. Let's see here. It increases visual smoothness, but limits the maximum frames per second to it limits it to your monitor's refresh rate. I didn't know it had access to that information. Okay, so that makes sense. Because my monitor is 60 frames per second. Welcome in, Winter. Run 3 frames per second, let's go! Slideshow mode. Yeah, that's why yours was running so much higher. And that revealed a lot of issues that I've since gone back and fixed, where a lot of the game was tied to the frame rate where it shouldn't have been. And by uncapping it, I can now see those problems and fix them, and I have done so, but it is probably going to require a whole nother playthrough. But that's fine. Most of it is fine. It was just a matter of like multiplying by delta in a few weird places. It's a good song. It's a bop. Mario 64 staff roll credits. Let's see here. Let me get my spreadsheet. Oh, but the weird thing. Yeah, that's weird, and I'm not going to show that on screen because it's a spoiler, and I want people to see. A lot of the areas that were in the Chapter 1 demo are things I have not ever shown on stream, and that was very much by design. I wanted people to have surprises, Even for the initial testing, I wanted to capture that feeling of like, oh, what's this? And it sounds like it did a decent job of that. But yeah, I'm very curious about. I could not reproduce the issue with the transition, but I did go ahead and scoot the entry point over a bit. Because that's really weird. It shouldn't ought have done that. Shouldn't ought have done that. So I don't know what was up with that. Yeah, Owls I was able to fix pretty easily. Now, when Hovercat played, and she is on a little bit lower end hardware, integrated graphics on a laptop, her frame rate noticeably kept getting worse and worse as the game went on. Next time for sure. 0.0.2. That's why we do the small closed test first, is to catch these major issues. Hovercats got worse and worse and worse, mostly in battles, as you guys mentioned as well. Some of you guys mentioned that the frame rate did seem to be getting worse during battle. Yes, possibly a memory leak, and it's going to be really hard to determine what's going on there without, I guess, just doing it, right? Well, you know what? We should at least speed it up a bit, right? Give me the win fight button. All right. We're just going to go back and forth into a bunch of battles. There are a handful of balance things I want to do. So the speed buff is a hotkey. And people were reporting some issues with this, and I have not been able to reproduce it yet, which worries me that it's like, oh, if you hit it at just the right time, then it breaks or something. That would be worrying. All right, we're at 300 frames per second. I did see your interact bug, and I think I've got that one figured out. That's good. That's a good thing. Imagine. I don't need to play this at this speed. There's no point. It would be faster to play it at normal speed. Kaizo. Frames per second. 230. It does seem like it's going down. Well, no, because, all right. So, 200. Let's see if we can get it down. See you, casual. Oh, yeah. I've got that one flagged as minor. It's like, yeah, it's a slight visual interruption. Similar to the little single frame of something weird flashing in the corner. That, I think, is menu icons. which I would like to fix that. Just got to figure out how I'm going to fix it. FPS, it does seem like it's going down. Now, is it because of battles, scene transitions, or what? Hello, Day! Oh yeah, Matt couldn't figure out how to get the treasure. Oh, as to the recommendation about changing which modules are available when, there is actually going to be a full-on like little module tutorial with a relevant module coming in early. It's just right now I only had 4 spots to put them. Let's see about being able to add modules directly into the world instead of having them be in treasure chests. That would be nice. It wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, those were both listed as major. The ones that actually block progress are the big ones. The jump issue. No. Well, I guess maybe, come to think of it. Since it's based on refresh rate. So the problem is that Godot has 2 major... I'm keeping an eye on it. It's below 200 right now. We're just going to keep going back and forth a bit. There's 2 major loops that are being managed by Godot. One is usually for physics, and one is for drawing the images. And you can add code to either one of those, but you have to be ready for them to be happening at different rates. And that is what was happening, is I was reading the input in one loop and using it in a different loop, and the result is when they desynced heavily, for instance, from the main frame rate being like 400 frames per second, that created a problem because, yeah, it wasn't synced up. I don't have to get into the details. No one cares about that. I do want to include in the tutorial more stuff that forces you to bop things with your gear. FPS is down into the, down below 200 here. There's definitely something up. That's good. That's what we want to see. A reproducible issue. All right, so that took like 5 minutes of going back and forth in speedy mode. Always check the normal. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. What is why is chapter title up? Huh. That's weird. It's not the scene we're on. At all. Oh geez, something went screwy. Something's gone wonky. Okay. Hey, there we go. Okay. So what is up? Why is something bad happening? What data is loading up here? It's not the gear blob. UI? There's got to be something that we're creating but not cleaning up properly, I'm assuming. Draw calls 1213. Would VSync and the memory leak be connected at all? No. VSync is disabled right now. Right now we have 1900 draw calls. Is it audio handler? I could see that happening. Doesn't look like it. It could be audio handler because I do add things to it, but I reuse them, I think. Let's check if it's something with audio handler. Every time we play a sound effect, audio handler has to load it into memory, but then it's supposed to store it. All right, so get by key. Okay, if there's no audio object, make a new one and add it to the container node. The sound effects container. Oh, but are we adding it? When you say add it to the container, add child. Yeah, it's adding an actual child to it. So audio container, that's sound effects container. Yeah, so I don't think that's an issue here. Music looks normal. I do need to clean that up a bit, but it's not an issue. Okay, so it's not that. Scene manager, anything weird with the data here? What is this error here? Is this an issue? Oh, right. I did disable something, didn't I? I don't know what. Oh, I turned off UI completely. Is it something from just going back and forth a lot? That's not a bad idea, Mac. And because like you don't even have to send the whole video. It's like then you can go back and record the snippets that are relevant. Okay, we are hitting 110 and 1900-ish. Hey, Gordazo. 110 and 1900. If I go back and forth a whole lot. Now what are we at? 110 and still 1900. Okay, now let's watch this. If I get into a couple extra battles, 110, 1900. Okay. Alright, so same location. We're now at 100, same number of draw calls. Okay, so frames per second is dropping, but it's not due to draw calls. Are there any other metrics we can get a hold of? Performance. What can we get? To figure out what is happening here. So frames per second is engine.get frames per second. What else can we get here? Get main loop, get physics frames. No. Do. Architecture, license. Hum. get frames per second. Where is that? Right there. No. Okay, now hang on. Here's something. Get monitor. Get custom monitor. Okay, what is it? How does this work? Give me an example. Okay, I may have to restart this. All right. We're gonna try this. Get monitor. Okay, how about this? Performance dot get monitor performance. Does this just give me the same thing? Let's try this. Let's see if this value is the same. I think so, yeah. Exactly the same. Perfect. So let's see what else we can measure with this. Complete one navigation step. I don't know what a navigation step is. Static memory used. Okay, that could be good. Not available in release builds. Lower is better. Memory usage. And then object count sounds really useful. What's the difference between... Okay, that's the currently instantiated in the scene tree. Number of objects versus nodes. Okay. Object count versus object node count. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but we'll try it. Orphan nodes. Okay, that seems pretty important. Because that could be very obvious issues with memory leakage. All right, let's see if that's enough. Let's see if that's enough for us to monitor things and figure out where this memory leak is coming in. All right, so load all this up. Already we have 3 orphans, so that's great. All right, do we get more orphans? Oh gosh, we sure do. Every time we change scenes, we get an extra 1,000 orphans or so. 14,754, 1,800. Cool. 23,000. 23,000 objects. Does that go up as we change rooms? It sure does. Okay, we have a problem then. Right there. We shouldn't... There shouldn't be that. Okay, I need a room with no dialogue happening. 38,954. Okay, but then that does get successfully brought back down. It keeps going up. Object count keeps going up. Wait, but what's the difference between object count versus object node count? Currently instantiated, including... I mean, I am caching nodes. Is there some kind of performance thing we can access here? Don't know where we would find it. Classes that only inherit from object are not freed automatically. Okay, well let's see if there's any cases of that. That would be a great place to start. So it'd be extends object, right? There's a handful. Battle unit extends object. Okay. Well, there's something. That's got to be it, right? Because battle unit includes a reference to the entire battle manager for that battle. And so we need to remove each instance of a battle unit. Okay. Okay, that's good info. Oh, wait, you have to do queue free on them. Most stuff in the engine inherits from ref counted. Oh, does this work? Yeah, because we're removing the actor. So we need some kind of cleanup for battles. But that's only... Oh gosh, the bot. Click button again. There we go. We're back. We are so back. So what is this about ref counted? What is ref counted? Inherits object. Okay. Okay, okay, so by doing this, maybe that helps. I can do that with status effect as well. And I guess stat pool. Oh, that's a good remix. Okay, but what else? I would love to see what objects are getting or not getting properly removed. How can we do that? How can we do that? By going to this room here. This is the room we need. It also has a battle in it. Okay, well, get rid of him. This room is going to come in handy after all. Already, there are... What memory usage is that? That's not super useful. 148 megs. We should adjust the reading of that. For memory usage, that's not super useful unless we divide it by 1,000,000. Go ahead and cast it to yeah, cast it, no, to floor. And then add megabyte to the end. There we go. Okay, object count, 3,400. $3,400. 3,800. Great, now we're here. I didn't want that. Fire bow. Just burns up immediately. Bad item. Womp, 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 womp. How does that go there? So I need to go in the middle one? Or does that take... All right, hang on now. I got a better idea. What is this? Left. 99B. Wow, there we go. We're just gonna keep going to the right forever. Object count 5,600, 6,700, 7,900. Yeah, it's going up with each load. Meanwhile, object node count 1355, 1359, 1359. That's steady. Total object count 14,700, 15,800, 16. Yeah, orphan count going up and up and up and up and up. We got orphans everywhere. That's likely an issue with the scene management. We store the scenes that we create because in battle, when you swap to a new scene, we want to remember the old scene. Ba, ba, ba. So we need the fade to new room transition here. It opens into this callback. So it fades. New scene gets whatever current scene. What? No. Oh yeah. Fade to new room. Says play the transition. The fade to black. And then at the end of that animation, play our transition callback, which is this one. On fade out, we have our current scene. We remove child right here. Is that not the same as, that might not be the same as Q free. I don't know. Let's try that then. Let's add a Q free there. That may be part of it right there. Oh, performance. Okay, 2 orphans, 2 orphans. Hey, that's much better. Okay, object count, 3395. 3395. Oh, we're looking good. We're looking good. Was that all I needed? Was that enough? Well, now our orphan count is 5,900. Now it's 9,300. Okay. So battles still have an orphan problem. Is remove child perhaps being called in some other places where we're not handling things properly? I bet it is. I bet it is. Yep, right there. Start battle, yeah. And then again here, right? That's gotta be it. Okay. Let's go back to room D. And let's go back and forth a lot and see if we can tank our performance as we did earlier. So we're starting with frames per second of 450. Let me jot this down here. 450. Object count 3554. Node 1026. 184 orphans. It's still a lot of orphans. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it didn't like that. Oh, right. Yeah. Obviously, we can't do that. These 2 places... Well, this one we can. This one we should remove. But this other one... right here, when we start a battle, do not delete the scene. This is very intentional. When we go... We're in the farmlands, and we enter a battle. We do not delete the farmland scene. We just take it out of the game for a bit, because when the battle is over, we want to put it right back. So that one cannot be removed. Big bada boom. It's just a regular. Okay, good. Can we get out of battle still? Yes. Okay. Orphan count is going up when I do this. 928. Oh, that's interesting. 928. Then it goes up when I leave that room specifically. 1109. Why this room specifically? Oh, no. No. Oh, that's super weird. Orphan count 1109. When I leave the room to the left, it's still 1109. About here. 1109. 1109. Yeah, the little dust cloud. But this... it jumps up. What's different about this room that it should jump up? It's not the gear spinner, because the previous room had one. It could be the NPC. 1290, 1291. 14. Yeah, entering this room. This is room C. Frog the spy. Entering room C specifically is creating issues. Let's save what we have. Hatching leaks. Okay. So I guess let's start by deleting the frog. And see what happens there. We were seeing whenever we entered... No, whenever we left the farmland. Okay, so right now, we're at 184 orphans. Or no, when we entered the farmland. Now 365. 546. 727. Okay, so it wasn't him. Something in this room is full of 180 orphans. Such that every time we enter this room, it shouldn't be the fights. It shouldn't be the fights, but I guess it's possible. Okay, so let's start deleting things. Let's delete the buildings, the greenery, the chest, the farmer, the barriers, there's water for some reason, the butterfly, the enemies, and the camera control. It feels like a lot. It's only large, like, it's just scaled up. It's 1 cube, effectively. Okay. 3 orphans. 4 orphans. 5 orphans. 6 orphans. What? 7, 8, yeah. 9. Entering this room creates 1 orphaned object. There's dirt. There's the enter and exit tabs. There's the conversations, maybe? And there's the environment, which I wouldn't expect it to do anything. Really running out of things here. Hey, username. It's going weirdly. I've removed just about everything from this scene now. We are gonna get to the bottom of a memory leak. Okay. Good. One of those things was it. Was the cause of a... Well, no. That was the cause of 1. Was it conversations? Or was it the environment? Well, the thing is, it's not doing it in the left side room. It's only this room. Well, and Frogtown, but that's another story. All right, so we're at 2. We're at 2. It's conversations. Okay, so the conversations node. But that's not the only thing. Because when we have everything back, right, there was still more. Yeah, 183 here, but like we have about 180 happening every time we enter this room. So what's doing that? Now that we know that conversations is the source of 1, and I'm not sure why yet, let's remove everything else. No, let's go binary search here. Let's remove these. Dang it. Get out of here. Okay, orphans, 13. Okay. Still 13, and when we enter this room, we jump up to 14. Only 1 more, and that's conversations. So that's not it. So those didn't matter. It was something from barriers down. So let's remove barriers, the farmer, and the butterfly. Are we going to get 1 added orphan or 183? And also, it seems to happen when we first load the room, too. We're up to 183. Okay, enemies or camera controls? We're at 183. The transit, like the battle transition, it's an animation that plays one way, and then I have a callback that says once that happens, swap out the scene, like remove the current room and replace it with the battle scene, and then it plays that animation in reverse. And that's literally it. Okay, so wait. Was it not one of these, though? Three orphans. 3? How do we start with 3? 4, okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Okay, delete these guys. No, so I mentioned this once before. Dabble and Cat exist over in this left room as well. This room right here has Dabble and Cat, but if I go to the next room left, back and forth, the orphan count does not change. I'm gonna do it again to show it. We're at 183, 183, 183, 183. Dabble and Cat aren't. That's not the problem. That is not the problem. It is something in this scene when we come back and forth from this scene that does. Okay, so we're at 183, 364. All right, remove the chest and the barriers. It has nothing to do with the player. We're at 3. Is it the chest? Now we're at 4. Okay. Is it just the chest? Let's have just the chest here. Chest could be, like, have an orphan to... Yeah, we're at 183. Yep, the chest is what's making it go. Okay. Why? What are we referencing? The chest will still be there. I just gotta fix the fact that it's eating up memory when it loads. It's a Node 3D, so it should be getting managed properly. Model. It's got a spinner, but so does... It's got a cinematic. No, that shouldn't be it either. It's got state flag manager. That shouldn't be related. All right, let's try remove the script and delete everything inside the no, that should just remove the script. Just remove the script and let's go back and forth. We have a memory leak. When the game runs for long enough, if you go back and forth enough times between rooms, the orphan count here keeps going up. Okay, yeah, that was something in the script. And that means that the longer you play the game, the more memory it takes to play it. The effect is that if you play it long enough, it starts to lag more and more until it becomes completely unplayable. So something in our treasure chest logic is creating a memory leak, and also the conversation logic. That's about 182 orphans somehow. 5-minute warning on advertisements. Okay. What in this script? I'm just gonna take out this. Is it? Oh no. Surely not. I'm just gonna say pass. Or no, I'm just gonna say, yeah, just return. Just return early. I'm very worried about that. All right, orphan count. 3. Good. 4. Okay. So it is something in this particular script. Iron range coin count. It's instantiating coin scenes. It's instantiating coin scenes way too early, isn't it? And they're not getting added to the tree. So it should only instantiate these. What is coin 0? Okay. So if it is coin, why do I have prizes here? Why prizes? Instead of prizes.size, let's do coin count. And then for I in range coin count. Prize. Okay, and get rid of this. Okay, so it won't instantiate the coins until it's adding them to the scene. This is perhaps a system we've been using that we should not have been using for a while. All right, 3 orphans, 4 orphans. All right, that was it. Okay, so treasure chest. Whenever you walk into a room with a treasure chest, that would tack on about 180 orphans. Next, conversations. Whenever you walk into a room with conversations, apparently that also is causing problems as soon as the page loads, because we're hitting convo funks, isn't it? Is this it? Is this why? We need that. We need this to be loaded. I'm sure we can come up with better ways to do this. Orphan count 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Yeah, it's this right here. Okay, so calling .new on a preload without adding it to the scene. Huh. Is there like an on free? Is there a way? Oh, we can notify. Ugh. fan. Do I need... Well, okay, I know why I want this. Maybe Convo Funks could be a auto load, and that way we don't have to instantiate it each time. I'm not a huge fan of that. But that might be what we need. Conversations. Base convo. Convo funks. Okay, and now does this work? Uh-oh. Convo funks. Did that get added? I don't seem to see it anywhere. Oh, because I didn't actually hit the add button. Well. Okay, well that one's working. Is this one working now? Okay, it's better. Comma funks equals... Oh, it's used in a few places. Okay. Don't need it anymore. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Oh, you better believe it. Get rid of it. And this one. Okay, so preload.new. Bad call. Bad call on the whole. Good to know. Where else are we using a preload? And are we calling .new? Yeah, target directory is using that. Surely target directory is already a... No, it's not. Huh. Interesting. Well, it should be. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, that's all for that. Okay, back to looking for preload.new. Not in add-ons, because we're going to assume that the add-ons are working properly, taking care of things. Preload on its own is fine, but calling .new on it without adding it to the scene is not fine. Moves directory. Why not? Why not add it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's in scenes battle, isn't it? It sure is. If I can remember where here. All right, where is it? Where is it? Scenes, battle, battle moves. Okay, it's just right there. Scenes, battle, battle, moves. Okay, I just missed it for some reason. Alright, this is the only place that's used though, so that doesn't really save too much overall. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Alright, looking for .new in here. Can you copy paste out of the search results? Not really. Ah, custom font. Anything else before we start fixing the other? Nope, that's the last one. It's custom font. Okay, but this one is used in Dialogues Box 2, which is only instantiated... No. Many dialogue boxes instantiate this as well. Okay. Why are we doing .new here? Call it on position letters. Okay, so how about instead we load it here. And then at the end of the for loop, how do we delete that? Oh, it's the data. This is the data for the ha. Well, then let's call this something different, shall we? Let's take this UI shared font, custom font. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Someone stop him. Someone stop him. Oh, he did it. Font data. There we go. Okay, that's gonna help a lot. I hope. It better. All right, let's check our orphaned account. Oh. Right, because I was going to try and free that. Let's see how our orphan count is looking. One orphaned object. Get into the next scene. Still one. Get in here. Still one. If there's just one period, I can live with that. Oh, it doesn't like this. Face. No, but font data is a auto load global. What do you mean? Where's font data here? ASCII offset font data. Font data is this, and it has that value. So I don't know what you're talking about exactly. Auto load order. Auto load order. That's why. Move it up pretty high, I think. It's almost certainly just the auto load order. No. How is this? No. Okay. Godot. Auto load nil. Auto load scripts get added to the scene tree beside the current scene as a child of root. Check how it looks by running your game, going to the remote tab. Okay. I don't suppose. We don't suppose. Oh, supposing that it is removing all these things. How does audio handler not have this happen to it? I think the auto load is getting removed, but I don't get how. Yeah, all these are here, but not. Well, auto funcs. Where's our font data node? Oh, is font data? What is font data? It doesn't extend node. That's why. If I just say extends ref counted, then I think we're fixed. Ba ba ba. All right. No, we're still not good. Oh, man. All right, remote tab says that font data doesn't exist in here. Great. Okay, load scene. Ba-ba. Look at remote tab for font data. How does... All right, let's look up enemy directory. How is this one working? This is just a big object and it just extends node. And that works fine. Okay, then do that. Do that. Duh. Make it node instead of object. Why would I think it ref counted? Because I just learned about it 5 minutes ago and I've decided that that must fix everything. No, that's for if you have object. Okay, here we go. Orphan count still 1. Still 1. Okay. We are in much better position there. Still 1. I think if it stays at 1, we're in really, really good shape. Now, I'm not expecting that to happen after a battle. Yeah, we gained 8 orphans. Yep, 8 again. Okay. That's still hugely different. Because we were hemorrhaging orphans. All right. This is so much better. This is so much better. Unfortunately, we now have to look at the battle scene, which is going to be significantly harder to pick apart. Those gosh darn orphans. Oh, this is going to be very difficult to pick apart. Can I get a list of orphans? Because that would make things significantly easier. Print orphan nodes. Well, that doesn't help a lot. In the main scene of your game, connect the tree exiting and include the method print orphan. What? That doesn't seem like that would help. I don't see how that helps. That just calls it at a different time. Yeah, they just, so apparently print orphan nodes is just going to tell you, it's just going to tell you what the ID of them is. I mean, I'll try this print orphan nodes and see if this gives me, oops, I'm going to accidentally load the battle scene. What is an orphan node? Okay, so here's the idea. In Godot, we get so many. Let's take a look at just the scene right here that we've got here. So everything is in this tree structure. Think of it like folders in a computer file system. You know, you've got your file, but that file has to be in a folder, and that folder's inside another folder, and that folder's inside another folder, and that folder's inside another folder. And all of these folders have other folders in them and other files in them. So every node, every file has a parent, has a container. Something is containing it. So when you want to add something to the game, first you create it. You create the object, and now it's just this floating blob of memory. And then you stick it in a folder somewhere. You put it inside of a node. And the idea is when a node gets deleted, all of the things inside of it get deleted as well, and all the things inside of them, and all the things inside of them. It all gets cleared up. So the idea is when I change scenes, I delete this room. And that means that everything that's inside that room, such as this category called buildings get deleted. Well, what does that mean? That means everything inside of that has to get deleted, which means windmill and other windmill. And windmill, in turn, contains wall 1, wall 2, wall 3. But sometimes you create a node, you create this blob of memory, but you don't put it in anything because you're planning on doing that at another part of the code or something like that. And oops, you didn't actually do it in this one particular branch, and so you have this blob of memory and nothing is ever going to delete it because it doesn't have a parent. It's orphaned. So it can never be removed from the game properly. Now, I don't want to just willy-nilly always be deleting orphan nodes because this game has a pretty significant reason for using those. When you enter a battle, I take this whole room and I remove it from having a parent so that it's not really in the game anymore, but I'm not deleting it. I'm holding on to it. And then when the battle is over, I put it back. Yeah, so as you accumulate more and more of these, they have to be, the computer has to remember everything about them in RAM until you get more and more and more, and then you get 1 frame per second, or worse in the case of Hovercat's attempted playthrough. You want absolutely no memory leaks. Because earlier we had a bad one, a really bad memory leak, which meant if you played the game on less than stellar hardware for about 30 minutes, the game would basically stop working from lack of memory. But if you had a smaller memory leak, well, that's better, but now it just takes 2 hours, and then it crashes. Well, I can make it even better and have an even less orphans accumulating. Well, now it's going to last for 4 hours, but someone who wants to play it for 5 is going to get a crash, and they're going to think the game sucks and it's poorly written, and they'd be right. We want to have 0. We want no memory leakage. It's like if we have a case where like the game loads and has 1, and it doesn't accumulate anymore unless you're like save the game, quit the game, load the game back. It's like, okay, you're not gonna do that a lot. Like you have to get up to a few thousand before we're even gonna see the slightest dip in performance. So if we've got an issue where like reloading the game, going to the start menu and getting back into a game adds 1 orphan, like, okay, I can live with that. All right, battle manager. We're trying to figure out how do we, oh, it tells us the type. Well, that's something. That is something. So that means when I first start the game, okay, it just says it's a node. You know, maybe if I look at this code here, it'll give me more information. Not really. Just prints all orphan nodes. Debug monitors. I mean, yeah. Like, can I get... Okay, I have an ID. Can I get a node by ID? By an instance ID? Let's see here. No. AB problem for this guy, so he didn't get an answer on his question. No. Is there no way to get a node? I want to get node by ID because I have the ID. Go get orphan node. Train orphan nodes. Okay. Right. Oh, hey, that would be useful. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's useful. Hey, there was a thing here all along. Okay. Boy, I should poke around more often. Okay, so how do I... In any custom node... Free if orphan... no, that doesn't help. Okay. So, that's unfortunate. So I do feel like looking for .new might be... Let's see how many... Oh man, there's no telling. There's no telling. Isn't it? This is a 3D World song from Mario 3D World. It's the Ghost House music. which I normally would not remember from 3D World, but I definitely remember from Mario Maker 2. There is a single stray node. Whoa, now there's 745. Sorry, what? I thought we were talking about like 8 earlier, weren't we? Am I wrong about that? It doesn't sound like this in the original game. I mean, you can hear the same melody, but it does not sound this jazzy. Boom, 740 new orphans added. All right, here's an idea. What if I just go directly into a battle? How many orphans do we create? Not that many. 5. Oh! 740 orphans. That's not true. That's not true. 740. That's the number of nodes we're removing from the farmland, but we're adding those right back to the scene. So let's just leave the. Oh, Mac, you were saying that the run command was I don't know if this is maybe just like something I need to consider from a standpoint of tap speed. It should be about 5 taps per second. But admittedly, there's no instructions on any of the moves yet. But it's like, bop, bop, bop. Then you stop, then you can go. Then you can stop, then you can go. Maybe that's just a gamer thing. Okay, so now we're up to 11. We added 11 in that fight. Now, if I do the same fight, now it's gonna be harder to run away the second time. We're at 11. Now we're at 23. So we added 12. We added 10, and then we added 12. Let me try something. Just a thought. We added 11, we added 12. I think now we added 11 more. Or maybe 10 more. Okay, so it wasn't that. It's a little bit of a little ska-ish, like slow ska. I don't know if there's a special name for that. Did Paper Mario affect any of your game design? I mean, you got me. You got me. Yes, specifically Thousand Year Door, not the later Paper Marios. And I will defend that decision to the death. I have opinions about I'm one of those people that has opinions about Paper Mario. It's weird how many people there are like that. Bug Fables also heavily inspired the direction of this game so far. How are we still at... Okay, so it's not from... Opinion, wah, wah, wah. Okay, let's go to room A. I have a theory. So true, so true. Opinion 1. Thousand Year Door is still the best Paper Mario game. Origami King was okay, but it was so far removed from what makes for what makes Paper Mario good. All right, Orphan Count 1. Yes. Okay, we're just leaving the battle. There are 3 pigs here. And we're out. And now we are at 12. Okay, so we added, I'm going to start writing this down. 3 pigs. Added 11 orphans. We're now at 12. Three pigs again. Well, let's see if it's the exact same amount. Okay, so we are at 12. Now we are at 34. How do we add 22 orphans? I like that opinion. Good, good. This is a very particular genre, and it's RPG that doesn't take itself too seriously and has very low damage numbers. Like, you do 2 damage at the start. It's so you can strategize with that so much. How are there? Okay, so let's try this again. So the first battle netted us 11. So we went up to 12, and then we went up to 34. This is going to be kind of a boring night. We're not adding any new features. We're just hunting down performance issues. Memory leaks are there. They're so much better than they were. Okay, we're at 1. Fight a pig. How many pigs? 3 pigs again. So we're going to do the exact same thing and confirm that we get the exact same results. Oh, we need a different backdrop set for this area. Okay, yeah, exact same result. Okay, so let's fight him again. And this time, let's hit him with the debug win. So, are we going back to 34 orphans after this? No, we went to 20. Why 20? Two pigs. Okay. Running away doesn't delete the... What doesn't it delete? Now, okay, we just gained 8 orphans from that battle. Okay, so we ran from 3 pigs. We ran from 3 pigs. We defeat 2 pigs, and we gained 8 orphans. This is... I crave a pattern here. And it seems like we're just getting arbitrary data. We may as well be just rolling a dice or flipping to a page in the phone book. Do you guys remember phone books? Wasn't that a weird concept? All right. We have 2 pigs. Let's hit him with the insta-win. We were at 1 orphan. How many are we at now? 9. Okay. Defeating 2 pigs gives us 8 orphans. Twice in a row. Well, there was a trick to it. Okay, 2 pigs. Delete them. And now we're... Okay, again, we gain exactly 8 orphans. Okay. Now, is it deleting the pigs that... Can I test defeating 1 pig? I can, but I'll have to modify our counter. I would expect that we get 4. Is the encounter manager that manages this? Oh, get me out of here. Let's remove this print orphan nodes call, because that is not helping apparently. Who manages this encounter zone? Here we go. Okay, so pig. It's going to be a single pig now, always. Just one pig. All right. We're expecting to end with 5 orphans, a net 4 from the fight, from defeating it. And we're also going to try running away after reloading. Oh, no, we'll just do it right away. Okay. Instant defeat. And we are now at... We're at 9. Okay. Okay. Defeat 1 pig. Also 8 orphans. Run away from 1 pig. Okay, so we're at 9. Now we are at 20. We got 11. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Defeat the pig. Defeat any number of pigs, get 8 orphans. Run away from a pig, get 11 orphans. I could imagine the sub-menus being, well, maybe the action command? Does that instantiate anything without... It doesn't look like it. And it even deletes itself after it's all gone. Such a specific number, but it's not much. This is significantly better, but still, tacking on like 10 orphans per battle is going to be a problem after a while. So, do we just start deleting stuff? Can we do that? Battle Manager is referencing a lot of things here during instantiation. Okay, hang on. Let me go ahead and save what we've done so far. Because we're about to make some potentially busted changes that we want to roll back to. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the number of pigs matters. So it's not the battle units, it's the battle system itself that has a memory leak. Now, one possible thing we want to consider is, what if the number of turns? Oh, I don't want to consider that at all. That's scary. No, we're not doing that. Instead, let's just delete some stuff. What can we possibly delete here? Oh, there's so much code going on here. New... Like, could it be menus? This one is not hard to test here. Go into a menu, cancel. Go into a menu, cancel. Go into a menu, cancel. Just do that a few times and see if we get a different result from our expected 8 count. No, but 2 is a repeat, so we're just gonna... Oh, this is definitely you can see the orphan count going up every time we do this. Creating a new menu doesn't create orphans, but going back 1 does create orphans. Canceling out of a menu creates orphans. That's noteworthy. Yeah, we're at 230 orphans instead of our usual 9. Okay, let's check our menu system here. The cancel bind. So, menus. All right, so you're in the tactics menu. And then we've got a process that listens for... where's our cancel? No, that's not gonna... Do we have cancel in here? Yes. And a cancel callback. Oh, it's the menu instance stores a cancel callback. Okay. And how does a cancel callback work on a combat menu? It's actually part of the base menu code that we wrote. Okay, it requires delete after cancel to be true. Which is, it defaults to true, so that should always happen. So the menu should get deleted whenever we cancel it. Now, it was canceling it that was the thing that was actually creating orphans. So we need to figure out what canceling does. Okay, so watch that orphan count, 629. That just created 5. That created none. 5 created by creating this menu, we created 5. 39. This created 4. So this will create 5. And that created 4. 4. Up by 4. Up by 4. 660. 671. That's creating 4 orphans every time we change menus there. 79. That creates nothing. That creates 4. Okay, so generating one of these menus. What about this one? Do we go to 691? No, we add 3 more. Bigger menu. This creates 7. That creates 5. Okay, so creating a menu, the more elements there are, it seems that the more orphans are created. We're just making orphans left and right. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, the targeting menu, creating the targeting menu does not create orphans, but creating the combat menu does. Is there any other menus that we can create in this game? Pause menu. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, it's got to be something in the combat menu is unfortunately instantiating some stuff. It's probably this stuff here. Anytime I see .new now, I'm getting worried. Instantiate could also, there's some instantiate calls. One instantiate call for the menu item instance, and that makes sense. That makes some sense. Duplicate is probably also doing something. Yeah, we don't need it, do we? Why do we have this? I guess we can do a listen. We need to delete these. So we need to do a tree exiting. So I've got these icons, and then the only thing that's different between them is the region, because they're part of a larger image. So I just create the object one way with a specific texture, and then I want to do that exact same thing 2 more times, but with a different region. So I'm just like, just duplicate it twice. So these 3 items here, the one that I create and the 2 duplicates I create, all 3 of them, I don't think are getting deleted correctly at the end of this whole thing. So let's see here. Tree exiting. Orphan. So it's saying the common thread I'm seeing here is, hey, what you should do is signal, look for no. exit tree. No, not this. Hey, that's an interesting strategy. There was one we saw on the forum. Yeah, this guy was like, "Hey, yeah, you need to." No, that's not a good one. Somebody was attaching a signal I saw, and I was like, okay, I could kind of do something like that. Let's just look for child exiting tree here. Save zone. What? No. It's all right. Go to combat menu. Node, child exiting tree. Or tree exited. And then on tree exited, we're going to take these three here. And we're going to free these. All right, that's going to be something right there. Now, what was our instantiation? Menu item instantiation. Menu item. Wait, what? We load menu item. We instantiate it as an instance. And then we do add it to the scene as a child. So that shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Let's go back to room A. We just added something that I hope is going to clear out 3 orphans automatically. We're going to test it. So we were seeing the orphan count rise whenever we created a menu. Let's see if that still happens. 629. We just added 5. Added 5. Added 1. Added 5. Added 1. Were we adding 1? We weren't adding 1 earlier in this case. So that's good. That means we are actually clearing up more. We were adding 4. Okay. Now is this one 652, 49, 654, 651, 2. Okay. That's progress. Jeez, I hate that we're going to have to do this all over the game now if we want to cut down on these memory leaks. But that's progress. The thing is, it should already be doing that. And I'm really annoyed that I can't seem to find a way to learn what a node, an orphan node is. It gives me the ID of the node. Could it be combat menu item? Because the individual record, does that instantiate anything? It does not. So that should just be a node. Nothing crazy going on with this. No extra logic. But whenever this is created, we are... Ooh, you know what? Let's check something else. What's tricky is we have to remember that every time that we swap our menu, we are not only removing one menu, but also creating another. Okay, so this here. 634. All right, we are at 631. 3. Okay, so we're getting 2 higher every time. Okay, but what about this one? We are at 644. 45. We're adding 1 each time. Okay, that tells me it is the number of elements here. Let's see, is there anything else I can... Whoa, wait, what? Sorry, where did that go? Just go? Oh, that cancels. That can't. Oh, that recovery cancels. Specials are taking you to the wrong place. I did not know that. Oh. Why did an image of the cat fell to the bottom of the screen at game start? Because the spot I'm loading into the scene, you can access rooms from other rooms, and so I've got these little scene transition nodes where it specifies where you should walk in from. Or I can load the game directly into a scene which isn't as pretty, and as a result there's some graphical glitches if you just force the game to start on a scene instead of walking into a room. And it has to do with just where the origin point is in the scene. You know, where is 0-0? And because it's so close to the right there, you can see that it's actually like slightly off the ground or off of the terrain. So you actually spawn a little bit out of bounds if you just start the game right here. I could fix that by just moving the room, though that's a little bit silly, but you know what? Why not? Let's treat ourselves. Combat menu does have these scripts for combat menu item, but I think that's just for the purposes of yeah, there's 6 of those. That shouldn't be anything. There's the cursor, icon, prompt, descriptions, some on-ready stuff. That shouldn't be anything. The base menu shouldn't be anything either. Okay, let's check the pause menu. The pause menu probably has lots of problems, but oh, it breaks immediately because why? Because moves directory is not declared. Moves directory better be declared. I just made that an auto load just a bit ago. Oh, it's battle moves now. Okay, well, that'll fix that. All right, we're back. Okay. Everything okay? Huh. Count 9, 13, yeah, okay. So even that does create some problems. That's understandable. Okay, so the 8 nodes we're getting in the battle does seem to be just a problem with the menus somehow. What could be busted here? It's the menu container itself, right? Whenever you add an item, we instantiate a menu, but we add it to the container. So that should be okay. What if... Oh wait, what's this? Oh, that's just get node. Oh, never mind. Dang it. No. Not that. all this stuff is important too. What if it is this somehow? It's the creation of it that's the problem, which would kind of point the finger towards this. So what if I... Is it possible to just return menu item instance? What if add item just did nothing? Like, obviously that's not gonna work. Something's gonna crash hard. But... Alright, here we go. We're at 629. 634. 635. We added 5 on that. Added 4. 646. It's 7. 661. 669. We're going up by 8 each time, but part of that is adding 1. $12, $7, $13. Add 4. Add 1. Why 1? I need a submenu, right? Except I can't access any submenus because I took that away. Add 5. No, add 4. I guess net 5. Yeah, that's adding net 5. This is adding net 8 on tactics. 5, 8, 5. There's only 1 item there. Okay. 6. Okay, it's still the number. It's still the number. GQ, what are you doing with all these lizards here? Attack is net gain of 6. Now if I do this, is it still 6? Attack menu was 6. Look what you've done, GQ. Attack menu was 6. Okay. Still 6. Okay. That's good, because that means all of this code is probably unrelated. So what's all this for? What is all this for? Great, thank you. Like, it's just a sprite 2D that apparently exists. And by default, it uses this right here. So when you call add item from combat menus, battle menus, in, let's say, the tactics menu. Now let's use the attack menu, because that actually has costs and stuff. cost type. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parameters. 6. Combat menu, add item. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the sprite. That's get icon. Oh, wait, is this it? I bet this is it, probably. And that returns an icon. When you call get icon. Okay, okay. So that icon, well, that shouldn't have mattered because it doesn't, whatever. Sprite. Icon. What are we doing with the icon, though? Okay, we're doing this. So maybe that? Energy icon is used sometimes. Default icon is used sometimes. 900, 100, 100. Okay, this is for what's used for the cost, right? Panel sprite 2D. Panel sprite 2D. No, it's that. Cost panel has its own thing, so it's just that little icon there is the default icon for a combat menu item. So why in the world, why is it that we create, what is energy icon ever used for? Where are we using that? Okay, we're using it for this right here. Well, that's silly, isn't it? Energy icon.region rectangle. We can just do this. We can just do this. Boom. Now we don't need energy icon at all. Energy icon is no longer necessary for anyone. It can be completely removed from the world. Does that affect anything? Do we still have a difference of 6 in our orphan count every time the menu instantiates? All right, let's find out. Orphan count 653, 659. It's still 6. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So that wasn't it. I think it's these icons, but I can't prove it. Money icon is never needed. Never used. Money icon is just never used. Outside of a fight. The pause menu, which also has some pretty terrible issues. Maybe the shop menu, when you're selling items. But I could just as easily see issues with just talking to people. Let's see if talking to people. Bug lore. Hello, Jupu. All right, how many orphans do we have? 1. Let's talk to a frog. Okay, still 1. You. Still 1. Okay, this is good. This is good. Let's talk to you because you have a menu. Still 1. Okay, bring up the cell menu. 6. 6. We just generated 6, well, 5 additional orphans for a total of 6. Now, when I closed it, it brought it down to 5. So if I open it again, it's going to bring it up to 10, right? Yeah. 1 for the menu and 4 for each item. And then the menu gets deleted? Why would that count as an orphan? So this little thing right here is not a standard menu. It's its own separate code that's tied closer to the conversation logic. Gosh, would he shut his mouth for 5 seconds? Not enough teacups. We got teacups in this very game. We're fine. Oh yeah, there's no cancel option here. Okay, so why does creating this menu... Okay, we've at least confirmed it's not part of the battle menu stuff. It's creating this menu. And it is related to the number of items being created. Like, actually, yeah, let's confirm this. Let's add some tennis balls here. I know you would. It's going to be tricky because some conversations have to happen and you shouldn't be allowed to cancel out of them. How many orphans are we at now? 10 instead. 9. Okay. It does not. The thing is, like, there are cases in the game where you cannot. I will probably, if anything, add a faster display the rest of this text immediately button. I'm trying to remember my muscle memory from Thousand Year Door, and I feel like it's if you are already fast forwarding, like trying to make it go faster, and then you tap the button again, then it jumps to the end. Okay, so we've confirmed now that it is 100% tied to the number of items generated in the menu. It's an RPG. You're gonna have to talk to some people. Okay, why is it that the number of items created I'm glad we got as many memory leaks as we did fixed. It's significantly better. It's still not great, but it's way better than it was. But we can't have a new node getting created and added to memory every time you open a menu and see a menu item. That is going to add up in a combat game. You're gonna open up a lot of menus. That's not the kind of memory leak we can live with. Like I was saying earlier, if it's like we lose a little bit of memory every time you load a save file. That's not going to happen a lot per session. You're not going to be exiting, loading, exiting, loading, exiting, loading without just closing the game at some point. But combat, that's going to be big. It's got to be this texture, right? Like, it absolutely has to be this texture. What happens if this sprite is null? What happens? Bad things. Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's do this then. Let's do this. Let's have combat menu. Not combat menu item, but combat menu. Include this sprite 2D that we want so badly. Is there like a master memory manager that helps regulate these issues? Or is that what this is? What are you thinking it could do? Like there is a garbage collector that checks to see, you know, hey, are there, you know, things that are no longer in use? Well, I assume Godot uses something like that. But the thing is that we have nodes that are orphaned that we want to keep. Something to help clear out garbage. We don't want it to happen. We don't want it to get automatically removed because we actually need those nodes. They are still being referenced, just not in. They're just not in the tree. Okay, so default icon. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna create this as a node instead of just in memory. Texture. Icons.paint. Perfect. Region enabled, yes. Region 900, 0, 100, 100. Done, and we're gonna make it invisible. No, it can't be invisible, can it? Let's just leave it there for now. And then let's just say default icon isn't on ready for default icon. Get rid of this. Get rid of this texture doing. All right, so this is gonna look a little bit silly at first. At first, it will look a little silly. All right. I don't have any items to sell because I just did the thing where I got... Okay. An array to each character with menu options. It shouldn't be really to the menu stuff. Or, like, not the conversation stuff. Okay. 1. Now we're at 5. Well, dang it. So we still added 4 orphans. That was 1 less orphan. She can't come in. There you go. So the deal with the partner is if the partner gets too far away from you, they will warp to you. But normally they will keep your speed. And if you jump on top of something, they will attempt to jump on top of it too. But they may not be able to. So, like this. But yeah, if I enter from the right angle, then she gets stuck behind the door. I'm fine with that. So we added 4 orphans. Okay, confirm. Did we previously add 5 orphans with this? I think we did, didn't we? Okay, I can get rid of the signal. Did that make a difference? So that time we added... Dang it, I just hit the wrong button. We added a number of nodes, a number of orphan nodes equal to the number of items. Don't. Okay, so right now, we still are using... We're still creating default icon for now. Just temporarily, just to confirm our numbers, make sure we're not miscounting somehow. 1, 6. Okay. But now we get rid of this. Default icon is now being used there. Yeah, in a sense, there shouldn't be... There are some cases in this game where I am purposefully creating nodes but not adding them to the scene, and they're just floating around in memory. But these ones... All right, 1 to 5 when you do that. Okay. So that's still adding 1 per menu item. What is your game about? Plot-wise, it's about a robot trying to turn on a big machine. Gameplay-wise, it's an RPG with very small damage numbers and just the right amount of whimsy. I've got a whole trailer and stuff for the gameplay, but it's a few months old at this point. But it's still, the general idea is there. Plan is to have an open demo available by the end of summer. That's what I've been saying for a while, and I still think it's possible. I put out the call in the Discord for early testers, and we've got a few people who have been testing it, and that is how we stumbled upon the very, very bad memory leak. And we are now trying to figure out... Okay, so that's just messing with the node that already exists. Is it the instantiate? I thought it was the instantiate, but now I'm not sure. Let's try this. Let's try this. Open the cell menu, and there will be no menu items created, because there can't be. We're not instantiating anything, we're just returning. What happens now? We still get 5. So even this is not the problem then. What happens here? Icon dot texture. Oh, okay, no, we don't even need this. This can be invisible forever. It doesn't actually get added to the scene. Okay, so it's not add item, but the number of items still matters. But if I don't call this, it will still be a problem. All right, here's an idea. Let's find the sell logic. Where are we selling? Where are we doing selling? Sell item menu, right here. This is where we are creating, right here. For item in item, do this. Do this. Is it get icon? Is this it right here? I think this is it. I think it's this right here. This creates a sprite 2D object. This creates a sprite 2D object. Sprite.
Good luck.
But it does not add it to the scene. It does not add it to the scene. it just uses the value, the texture, and the region, and the coloration, but it does not add it to the scene at all. Okay, there it is. That's it. That's it right there. It's this little icon right here. It gets created, but it's not getting removed from the game. Are creating a sprite 2D, but then we're not really using it. Okay, when can we delete it? I guess we could do some kind of thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Okay. But it defaults to something that's already in the scene, but maybe this is fine. All right, so what if we do sprite dot visible, it's false, and then we add child sprite. So we'll go ahead and add it to the scene. We'll force it in the scene. Does this solve the memory leak? This one memory leak. All right, we have one orphan. Now we have one. We've solved the memory leak. Jeez, thank goodness. So that's
Victory.
something. Orphan. We have 5 now. We have 9 now. We're still getting 4 new ones, but this is probably the main menu. The combat main menu with the gear. Because we're adding icons, sprite index. Yep, here we go. Right there. We're getting an icon and we're just grabbing its region and nothing else. Okay, so this, I gotta jot this down. Let's just put this in to do here. If I just said get icon rect. Oh wait, I have that. Get region rect. Just like that. Is it Koopa Island? It is! Or Koopa Troopa Beach, right? Yeah, Koopa Troopa Beach. All I care about is the rectangle. Geez, there's a lot of this in here. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, so that should help that out. And now, if we go back to this room, no memory leaks at all. Right? Right? We're at 1. That was it. We had no memory leaks for that fight. Oh, No memory leaks for the pause menu. No memory leaks for the pause menu. No memory leaks for talking. No memory leaks for entering and exiting a room. Oh, we're free of memory leaks. There's still one initial one that I'm not sure about. But honestly, jeez. Job well done tonight, I think. Patching, memory, leaks, commit, push to origin. Close. So knowing now that get icon is an issue, I need to really watch out for that. There's a few different places I'm using that right now. So we need to be prepared for that. Oh, that was good. That was good. That's gonna really, really help the frame rate for 0.0.2. The major issues that I'm addressing for the next release are gonna be the we had some soft locks that were related to just like entry areas just getting stuck for some reason, but so close to right that sometimes just frame rate differences caused it to work or not work, which is annoying. And I should consider some kind of optional right now. When you move from one scene to another, like one room to another, let's talk about this. There is an invisible block right here, and when I touch it, it's going to start the screen transition. And you'll see that I walked in from over here to right here, this location right here. This is the entry point, and this is the initialization point. So when this scene loads and I tell it, hey, load scene chapter 1/room D, load that scene from the left tab. It looks for an entry zone tagged left. It plops me down at the initialization point, and then it locks my player into walking towards the actual entry point. And as soon as I reach that point, it gives me control of the game. The problem is, if I cannot reach that point because, say, there was a wall right here, then the game is soft locked. Because Dabble will continually be trying to reach this point, never getting there, and refusing to relinquish control of the game until he gets there. So one possible option is to set up a timer to see, like, after 2 seconds, if I'm still not at that point, just give the player control. Something went wrong. Maybe log it as an error in some kind of error report, but otherwise, just it's fine. It was close enough. The player will see that as like, oh, that was weird. I couldn't move for just a split second there. It's probably nothing. Which is better than the player saying, oh, the game is stuck forever. Cool. I'm actually going to put that on the list as a new feature. Let's call that moderate priority. Add timer to scene entry to handle blocked entry point. Yeah, I think that's good. did a lot. We did a lot. Something that outputs an error log for the testers. That's a tricky thing, because, like, when do I generate an error log? Like, if I know there's an error, I would just fix the bug. Like I'm doing in this case of like, hey, we should watch for cases where I've been trying to reach an entry point for more than a second or two. It's like, okay, yeah, we should. Well, what should we do in that case? Generate a report. Why don't we just make it so that the player can move? That works too. It's like error logs, that makes sense on like a whole system crash. Weirdly enough, Godot doesn't seem like it gives you a lot of handles into crashing. I did see one note in the spreadsheet was about when hitting the X button that the game crashed as it exited. I have no idea what could cause that. I have seen a similar sounding bug reported to Godot that is fixed in 4.4, which that's going to be a heck of a difficulty updating. There's some major issues with 4.4 for my project. Yeah, I don't get that, because I don't know if it's like, oh, it only happens if it's in the middle of a specific block of code when you press X or something. But if I run the 0.1 build, I can X fine. I don't have any problems with it, so I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with the frame rate thing. I don't know. We should do a raid. Let's see here. We've got... yeah, Chip is on, Small is on, Photon, GFE, Isherwood. Who did we raid last time? I think it was either Small or Epic. I don't get as much of an opportunity to raid Chip. Let's I think we'll raid Chip. All right. Oh, good timing there, bot. Hope everyone enjoyed this bug squashing session. There are still a lot of bugs. So we'll get through them. We'll work our way down. Jesus, there's just a lot to it, you know. Yeah. I'll have a new version. I don't know. Maybe by the end of the week. Because I know some people got stuck in some spots. And then once I get the new version out, I want to get Casual pulled into the testing group as well. It's going to be fun. And then I don't know what we're going to actually work on once all these bugs are taken care of. I guess I got to get the prologue going. Ugh. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.